For some reason, I am incredibly nervous to start this channel and even more uncertain of what I'm doing and where it's going, where this channel is going to go. But I know what my intent for this channel is, and it's to get all of us to grow, and all of us, I mean whoever's part of this community, to grow into the best version of ourselves continuously, and in doing so inspire the generation after us, whether that's your children or whether that's just the generation after you, to be the best version of themselves. And in doing this, a lot of fear has came up, and I realized that I struggle a lot with the pain of change, the uncertainty of change, and if that pain and if that uncertainty means that I'm going in the wrong direction or the right direction. And I don't know if it's because our brain is hardwired to see pain and go the opposite direction, or if I'm just so used to trying to make my life good and smooth and trying so hard to avoid anything that will cause any mental, emotional, or physical pain that I keep myself from growing. And that's what I want this video today and to speak with you about, is that how can we differentiate between pain that is good for us and pain that is detrimental to us becoming who we want to be or growing continuously into that person. So for me, let's take this channel for example. This is something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to speak to people. I've always wanted to share ideas and somehow help that grow all of us into better versions of ourselves. And I know we probably all hate that, better version, be the better version of yourself. But unless somebody can comment a better way of saying it, that's what we're just gonna use. We're gonna be super cliche for just now. So, me starting this channel brought up a lot of the fact that I was worried, for one, that I wouldn't have time for my family. If I start doing YouTube, I did social media a little bit on Instagram, and it's actually very time consuming. So shout out to all the influencers who people think that you just do nothing all day and somehow life's great for you. That's not the case. So I knew what it would take to do this. Plus my husband has multiple businesses and does investing, and he's always busy, and he always is telling me hey, when you deliver a product or you deliver a service to people, make sure, for one, that it's really good, so you put energy into it. But also, for two, it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of energy. And I think I internalized all these feelings that I've had and all these thoughts and these things that I hear as in somehow I'm not capable myself of growing into the person that can handle all of it. I would tell myself okay, I don't want that to take away. I don't want anything, because I love my life. I love my life so much. I love my husband. I love my child. I don't want anything to take away from that attention that I give them or that energy. I don't want to split my energy because I feel like I'm taking something from them. But in doing that and in thinking that way, I wasn't allowing myself that energy for me. I wasn't allowing me to give that energy back to me, because again, if it's something that you want to do, then you're giving energy to yourself by doing it. And by stopping myself from doing that, I feel not that I've stunted my own growth, but I put a cap on it. And I said, okay, you're only capable of being a wife and mother. Not because you're not smart enough, not because you're not I don't know, anything else. Just for the simple fact that you don't have enough energy to do all of it. And not anything that anybody said, it's how I internalized this, right? And so it was really scary for me to come here and say, I don't know if I have enough energy to do it. I don't know how it's going to work, You know, what's gonna turn into, how will I be able to make time for this? You know, will Michael take a nap? Like, Michael's my son. Will Michael take a nap at the right time so I can shoot the video? Will Gleb and I, like, will it come at a moment that I want to spend time with my husband and Gleb? Like, Gleb's my husband. Spend time with my husband. Will I have to hold back? And me just saying, you know what? I'm supposed to do this, and if this really is the path for me, I'm going to do it. And you know, I would literally, in the morning, I was like doing my hair, and I was like, okay, universe, God, if I'm supposed to do it today, you will open like a time slot for me, right? I was like, okay, like I'm putting the intention that I want to do this video today. I want to shoot something. If you can make the time available, let me brush my hair. If you can make the time available and give me something that, like, a topic that my mind doesn't feel scattered about, you know, something that I can speak my truth about and feel really connected on. This is my first video. If you can give me those two things, then like I will prepare myself and be ready, you know? I will be ready and I will shoot it. Okay. Michael starts going to sleep, getting tired, and I put Michael away and I'm like, okay, this is time for me to do my hair. Like finish me doing my hair, finish doing my makeup. Then like I come and I'm like, I'm gonna meditate. Gleb's in the other room and he's just talking on the phone, doing business. And I'm like, well, can't shoot a video if Gleb is like on the phone. Gleb puts a hat on, gets dressed, and he leaves. Like, he doesn't even say anything. And usually Gleb is the kind of person, even if he's on the phone or whatever, he comes to me, he's like, okay, I'm going for a walk, gives me a kiss, whatever. And he goes for a walk. Nothing. I'm like, okay, action, you know what I mean? So I put everything together and I'm here. And I'm doing the video. Now, was there like a lot of pain around doing it? And what do I feel super uncomfortable? Yes, still even. There's still the idea and the pain of, will I be able to keep this up? And, you know, I internalize this as like doubting myself, like, well, Kim, this is one day. You've done a lot of things once. And this doubt has held me back. Multiple projects that I've done on where I question myself if I'm going to be able to stay consistent. I'll question myself and I'll tell myself, well, you have other things that you want to do or other things that you want to learn. Like, are you sure? And it's always this, you sure you have enough time or energy to do it? My mind will instantly go there. I think it knows that that's my kryptonite because they'll ask, do you like? And I'll be like, yeah. They'll be like, okay, can you dedicate yourself? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, you know? And so this has been like my pain of healing that and growing past me thinking that I don't have enough energy or that I'm not capable of dedicating myself to something. And so the point that I'm trying to get at is that this is a time of a lot of change for all of us. You know, we're doing things a certain way for a really long time, and I think the energy that we're all living in right now is asking us, asking you, are you ready to change? Because I have something new for you. I have a new journey for you. I have something that will take you down a different path if you want it. And I think a lot of us sometimes will get scared, like I had for many years. Many years I had so many opportunities to do something, make my account grow even bigger on Instagram, to starting a business, to starting a podcast, and I got offered these things from myself, from other people, and instantly I was so afraid of the pain that it would take to grow, to even working late at night. Even though I love working actually, I somehow painted it as something that I didn't like. So this uncomfortableness, instead of opening up to the hard work that it's going to take, opening up to being uncomfortable and saying, oh my gosh, this is part of something new, like actually swimming in that energy of this is different. Even though it's painful, even though it's kind of uncomfortable, wow, it's like a fresh breath of air. I'm doing something that I wasn't doing yesterday. And so that means it's gonna take me to a different place than I was. You know, instead of being excited about that, I close myself off to that and saying, well, my life is great right now, and even though it could get better than this, I'm afraid that it could get worse than this. So that's the question that you have to ask yourself. Are you willing to take that leap of faith? Are you willing to risk what you have now to gain more, even though there's still a chance that it'll take you somewhere you don't, not that where you don't want to go, actually, it's never like that anyways, but in general, are you, let's say there is, right? Because who knows? Let's say that there's a chance that it'll take you down a path that is horrible. Are you still willing to be better than where you are now? Or you're always going to stay where you're at because you're afraid of where something can take you? Do you understand what I'm saying? I think you understand what I'm saying. Like, I'm willing to take this risk of doing YouTube. I'm taking the risk of, you know, trying to squeeze time slots. I could literally, like, I'm a new mom. My son's 5 months old, and let's be honest. If you're a new mom, or you've been a mom at all, or you've been a parent at all, sleep is like gold in this house. You're like, I have 10 minutes, let me go to sleep, or, you know, let me read, or let me not like do something that takes a lot of energy. Let me like relax. And instead, I'm like, I'm gonna make a video, and I know I'll have to post this video, and I know I'll have to then put it on other social medias and try to like get some views on this video. You know, this takes work. Do I want to sacrifice my sleep? Do I want to sacrifice my relaxation for this? And the answer for me is yes. Like, it's worth it. You know, there's nothing bad I can get out of this besides, you know, yes, I might be a little more tired, but give it time, Kim, and it'll feed you back. Why? Because it's something that you want to do. So that gets to the climax and actually the ending of what this is all about. Let's tie it with a bow. Is that if it's something that you really want, that's the differentiating factor between pain that is good and pain that is not, that's detrimental. If it leads to growth, if it leads to getting you somewhere that you want to go, or having an experience that you've never had before, do it. If you're changing your diet and it's not in a good way, you know, you went from eating healthy to unhealthy, or you used to go on walks and now you don't go on walks, or you used to see your friends and, you know, because of something bad happened in your life, you're now closing up and you want to go talk to friends, but you're feeling so sad. These changes, you know, aren't beneficial for you. You know what I'm saying? But I think if we can allow ourselves to get uncomfortable, to do the changes and to grow into the direction that we want to go, even though it's painful. And I was reading in The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. I love this book. This is my second or third time reading it. He was talking about this as well. And this is why I knew I had to do this video. He was saying you have to get like cozy with the pain. Like, you have to, like I was saying, swim in it. You have to be like, oh, okay, everything in life comes with pain. Everything in life comes with, we're not talking about like, oh, like crying in a corner pain, but some sense of like uncomfortability where you're like, I don't know what's going on, or this is hard. Like, starting a business is hard. Having a baby is hard, but these are some of the best decisions you could ever make. Because at the same time, being lonely with no family is hard. At the same time, not having any job or any money is hard. Working a 9 to 5 is hard. So if everything in life comes with some level of difficulty, some level of, you know, uncomfortability, then I'm gonna go with the one that gives me the biggest payout. Having a baby changes everything. It's life-changing. But oh my God, I cannot imagine my life without Michael. I could not. I mean, it's almost like your memory gets wiped of anything before having a child. And this is everything. This is the best. It's like, wow, you know? And the same thing with having a business. Like, yes, you're staying up all the time. You're doing so much work. But at the same time, like, you're doing something for yourself. They're growing like your own company. You're growing your own money, your own abundance. Just for you. You're not working and taking a small cut for yourself and, you know, barely paying your bills and waking up at a time that you're not like choosing. It's, you know, you're in control. That's it. So you're in control of where you're gonna go, and you're in control of what pain you choose, but just know that it's going to be there. It's going to be uncomfortable, so choose what's best for you. Let's end this with a nice like meditation. I don't know, I feel like right now that closing this out with a beautiful meditation of just coming into terms, coming into non-resistance with what change has to offer. So let's close our eyes and begin to hold an image in your mind of the journey that you want to go on, the change that you want to have. Begin breathing air and breath to that image. Like when you're stretching, you want to breathe and release the tension that you've built between yourself and that idea, that goal, that journey. Begin to accept that there might be some growing pains that you'll have to get through. Begin to accept that you won't know everything on this path, and that being uncertain doesn't mean you're going in the wrong direction. Continue to breathe and release resistance to allowing yourself to have what you want because of the fear that it'll be too painful to achieve. Begin to bring excitement to the fact that you're going to do it anyways. Whatever happens on that journey, whatever pops up on that path, you have the energy, you have the resilience to get through it. Begin to get excited for the success that it will bring, for the outcome that you want, the fulfillment you'll have by letting nothing get in between you and what you want. Take another deep breath and release all the resistance. Alright, so whenever you feel that you want to change or that you want to go on a new journey, you can do that small meditation by just bringing breath to the image and then letting go and allowing yourself to fall into the idea and get comfortable with whatever is on that path, whatever comes during that journey. Alright guys, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for watching the video, for having that discussion with me, and enjoy the meditation. Bye!